ounce of determination and resoluteness. Make us as hard as steel, as only you can do. Baptize us in your word, in your knowledge, in your truthfulness, and in your strength. Make it impossible for our enemies to come close to us. Destroy them before they come very close. We will be tempted, of course. Our defenses will be tried without a shadow of a doubt. Sometimes there may be breaches, but in the end we prevail because that is your word and that is your promise. This evening we hold on resolutely to that very command of yours. Your own spoken word. The word that you gave to your children when you said to them that they should not worship any idol, they should not bow before any graven image. We have made mistakes in our lives. We have bowed before European idols. We have done everything but worship you in truth and honesty. But now, having realized the errors of our ways, we present ourselves before you, that you may do with us as you please. So it was prayed thousands of years ago. That same prayer will re-echo because we are nothing without you. We are nothing without you. We can have the best defenses in the whole world. We can procure the finest anti-jamming equipment available. But it is you that will defend your inheritance. You will defend Biafra. You know that we are honest and truthful people. You know that we preach this gospel in the knowledge that your children must be free in the land of the living, that they may go back and worship you in Zion as they have done thousands of years ago. This is our prayer now and always because we are your children. You can't abandon us to the forces of evil and darkness. That is not your will, and it can never be. That is why today, tomorrow, and always, as you have called us to undertake this very monumental and epic task, as you have determined that your word must be preached in the land, that very land you gave to our ancestors thousands of years ago, so shall it be done in our lifetime. Allow us to be worthy to serve thee. Chukwa Biama, allow us to be considered worthy to serve you. You know we speak the truth. Our enemies are liars. They are cheats and they are killers. They are bloodthirsty bastards, all of them. All of them bar none. They have brought their lies to bear upon all their dealings. Their tongue is very spiteful against those of them who are righteous before your sight. Please don't allow shame to befall your children. Don't allow shame to befall your name, because we answer your name, we bear your name. That is why today we make this very prayer in the sure knowledge that Biafra will be restored as your own kingdom upon the face of the earth. That you will be worshipped every blessed day of our lives, as our children will do, and so will their children. Until time everlasting, we have prayed in your name. Ise. Allow me to worship Chukwukika Biama on behalf of the entire family listening right across the length and breadth of this very planet. Umu Chineke. All of you who are ordained, all of you who are destined to perform wonders, I welcome all of you. Now, I will present you to Chukwukika Biama in heaven. Therefore, our Father who resideth in heavens above, looking down upon the pain and the suffering of your children, as was foretold by those who has gone before us, that a day will come when the world will gang up, when all the children of darkness will congregate to prevail against your children. That time is now. We are in pain. We are in so much suffering that man cannot begin to comprehend it. We ask for your mercy. We ask for you to come and present and provide a way where there is none. We ask you to if we came amaranime ndumuginine the IPOB no benine di chiche ruwe benine o wasoturu kidi magine beregi biko baso ha upoti ile kendo ha okwasusu eligwe. We call upon you this evening. The vultures are congregating, the saboteurs are rising up. We are beginning to identify them, and we are dealing with them. We ask you to give us the strength. We ask you for courage. We ask you for every ounce of determination and resoluteness. Make us as hard as steel, as only you can do. Baptize us in your word, in your knowledge, in your truthfulness, and in your strength. Make it impossible for our enemies to come close to us. Destroy them before they come very close. We will be tempted, of course. Our defenses will be tried without a shadow of a doubt. Sometimes there may be breaches, but in the end we prevail because that is your word and that is your promise. This evening we hold on resolutely to that very command of yours. Your own spoken word. The word that you gave to your children when you said to them that they should not worship any idol, they should not bow before any graven image. We have made mistakes in our lives. We have bowed before European idols. We have done everything but worship you in truth and honesty. But now, having realized the errors of our ways, we present ourselves before you, that you may do with us as you please. So it was prayed thousands of years ago. That same prayer will re-echo because we are nothing without you. We are nothing without you. We can have the best defenses in the whole world. We can procure the finest anti-jamming equipment available. But it is you that will defend your inheritance. You will defend Biafra. You know that we are honest and truthful people. You know that we preach this gospel in the knowledge that your children must be free in the land of the living, that they may go back and worship you in Zion as they have done thousands of years ago. This is our prayer, now and always, because we are your children. You can't abandon us to the forces of evil and darkness. That is not your will, and it can never be. That is why today, tomorrow, and always, as you have called us to undertake this very monumental and epic task, as you have determined that your word must be preached in the land, that very land you gave to our ancestors thousands of years ago, so shall it be done in our lifetime. Allow us to be worthy to serve thee. Chukwa Biama, allow us to be considered worthy to serve you. You know we speak the truth. Our enemies are liars. They are cheats and they are killers. They are bloodthirsty bastards, all of them. All of them bar none. They have brought their lies to bear upon all their dealings. Their tongue is very spiteful against those of them who are righteous before your sight. Please don't allow shame to befall your children. Don't allow shame to befall your name, because we answer your name, we bear your name. That is why today we make this very prayer in the sure knowledge that Biafra will be restored as your own kingdom upon the face of the earth. That you will be worshipped every blessed day of our lives, as our children will do, and so will their children. Until time everlasting, we have prayed in your name. Ise. Allow me to worship Chukwukika Biama on behalf of the entire family listening right across the length and breadth of this very planet. Umu Chineke. All of you who are ordained, all of you who are destined to perform wonders, I welcome all of you. Now, I will present you to Chukwukika Biama in heaven. Therefore, our Father who resideth in heavens above, looking down upon the pain and the suffering of your children, as was foretold by those who have gone before us, that a day will come when the world will gang up, when all the children of darkness will congregate to prevail against your children. That time is now. We are in pain. We are in so much suffering that man cannot begin to comprehend it. We ask for your mercy. We ask for you to come and present and provide a way where there is none. We ask you to if we came amara n'ime ndụ ụmụ gị niile ndị IPOB n'ebe niile dị iche iche ruo ebe niile ụwa sọtụrụ ka ịdị mma gị na ebere gị biko. Because what I am saying on Abumanyamini, our people are lame. They are weak. I am struggling to count how many men there are in Biafra land. There are no more men left. Weak, docile, and imbecilic. Weak. I don't know how we can take such people to war. I don't know how we can take men who are not men into battle and win. I am ashamed. Very, very ashamed. Nonetheless, we must preach this very gospel because man did not ask us to come. Chukwu Abiyama in heaven mandated that we should come. If not, that I was called to do this very work, I will not speak to any of you anymore. But Chukwu Abiyama said this very gospel must be preached, and we must preach it. I have prayed since yesterday up until now. My request is very simple. The same prayer I made in secret, I will make out here in the open. Chukwu Abiyama biko, since it is your intention that your kingdom will be restored upon this very earth, I need men. I need men. I did not say boys. I said I need men. Those of them that you created to restore your kingdom, they should come forward now, not tomorrow, not next year. Chukwu Abiyama. You must bring them now. I did not say tomorrow. Because the insult is too much. It is beyond what any human being can endure. We want to go and get Biafra, or we die in the process, because we are better off dead than witness some of this nonsense going on. The level of insult is beyond what any decent human being can tolerate. I was an Achinama. They bring their cattle into our land. They desecrate our land. They kill us in the presence of our families, and nobody does anything about it. And when the police attend, the police sit idly by as people are being killed by not a multitude of people. Only 4. Only 4 Awasa people can sack an entire village in Biafra land, and we call ourselves men. No, we are not men until we redeem our honor. Until we look at integrity and say, we must have a part of it. Until then, to be honest with you. This is Radio Biafra. Now is the time to come forward. I did not say tomorrow. Now, tonight, is the time to come forward. 100 of us, and then we march. 100 and we march. The rest can come later if they want to. I'm tired of broadcasting. I want to fight for my country. I want to carry arms to defend the honor and integrity of my country. I want to avenge the death of 6 million people. I want Biafra to stand as a beacon of hope, freedom, and liberty in black world. I want Biafra to stand as a testament to the glory of heaven upon the face of this very earth. I want Biafra to stand because my obligation to the dead outweigh that which I owe to the living. That is why Biafra will stand, and Biafra will come. 100 men, that's all. And we march. The rest can come later on. I no longer give a damn. The disgrace and the insult is too much. We must go and meet our enemies, even if we have only machete and hoes. It is far more better for us to go and meet them and
1970. Good evening, great Biafrans and wonderful people, lovers of freedom. I welcome you this evening, today being the 28th day of July 2026, the year of our Lord, Chukwuokike Abiyama. Wherever you are joining us this evening, wherever you are hearing the sound of my voice, I want to tell you that you are welcome indeed. This is Biafra Radio, where we worship Elohim. This is where we preach the good news according to the restoration of the sovereign state of Biafra. And we are preaching this gospel and mindful that Biafra will come in our own time. Therefore, as you are joining us this evening, begin to share this broadcast, begin to invite others. Share and share. Do not stop until our humanity hears our voice and until our enemies hears our voice. My name is Barr Onoha. I am a servant of the indigenous people of Biafra in my own capacity as a broadcaster, and this evening will not be any different from what we normally do. We are going to preach this gospel until the dead hears our voice. Therefore, I welcome you as you are welcoming others, as you are sharing the broadcast, because it makes no meaning, it makes no sense if you are here alone and you did not invite others. Please share, share, share. Very, very important. Once again, I welcome you. I say, may Elohim Chukwuokike Abiyama onye pụrụ ihe niile, he that gathered us together from all parts of the world, him that gathered us together, we heard the voice of Onyindu Nnamdi Kanu, and we answered. And we are here to preach this gospel to ensure that Biafra is restored in our own time. Share, share, share. That is the least you can do for me this evening. Share, share, share. Very, very important. As you all know, this evening I will be hosting our own Mazi Gosife. He is the coordinator of all coordinators, COC. And of course, I am waiting for him to join me. As soon as he joins me, of course, I will bring him to you. And this evening, he intends to take your call. In other words, it will be an open line when he joins me. I am still waiting for him to join. And once he joins in, I will bring him to you. Nevertheless, as we are waiting for Mazi Gosife, the coordinators of all coordinators, to join us this evening, there is something I would like to bring to your attention. Very, very important. And I would like to put myself on the big screen so that you can see me properly. As you are seeing me at the same time, you will be hearing me. And I want you to pay attention, to pay close attention, because I want to analyze something for you, something that is important. Please lend me your ears. What is it that I'm about to analyze? What is it that I'm about to tell you? I want to talk about a legal representative and client relationship. A legal representative and client relationship. And why am I talking about a legal representative and client relationship? I am saying this because of what is currently happening with regards to firing of Barrister Ifeanyi Ejiofor. It is very important that I explain to you what Ifeanyi Ejiofor forgets to understand is that, the thing that we in IPOB that we are dumps, that we are dummies, that we don't know anything. But they forgot that IPOB have everything. Beside the legal representatives that represent IPOB, we also have in-house attorney. And I'm talking about practicing attorney. It is a reality. And if we have in-house attorneys that are practicing, Ifeanyi Ejiofor need to think twice before he begin to talk rubbish on the social media, because we are going to counter him. Not only that we are countering him as normal people, but we are countering him as lawyers that we are. I am an attorney, an admitted attorney in the High Court of South Africa. And if you look at it and say that we are bragging, so be it. I remember Onyendumazi Nnamdi Kanu used to say, when somebody spends time getting education, you must allow him to brag about it. Absolutely. There are people who are successful businessmen who have made money in their business. I will not be jealous of them when they brag about their money, when they display, when they flash their money, because they work hard in order for them to get that money. And some of us who have also worked hard to attain some level of education, you must also allow us to brag about it. You can say whatever you like, but that is a reality. And this evening, let me talk about a legal representative and client relationship. Very, very important, so that Ifeanyi Ejiofor will understand that what he is doing is actually a childish play, trying to confuse laymen with something that is not there. Very, very important. As you all know, Onyendumazi Nnamdi Kanu have terminated the service of Ifeanyi Ejiofor. He has terminated his relationship as IPOB legal representative. And then, of course, what Ifeanyi Ejiofor should have done, which is the right thing to do, which is the wisest thing to do as an attorney, is to step down and protect his reputation and integrity if he has any. But I hear him jumping up and down, making some, undignified statements with regards to him being dismissed. Now, before I go further, I want to ask a question, very, very important question. And the question I want to ask is this: who hired Ifeanyi Ejiofor? Very, very important. Who hired Ifeanyi Ejiofor? Mazi Nnamdi Kanu did, under the umbrella of IPOB, which he, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, founded. Very, very important, because I'm going back to the genesis. I'm going back to the drawing board. And of course, if you know Ifeanyi Ejiofor, maybe you should send him a link of this broadcast, or probably he may listen later, so that he may not make a mistake that will cost him his practicing license. Very, very important. Because as an attorney of law, somebody who is practicing attorney, you need to be very, very careful what you do. You need to be very, very careful what you say in the public domain. Because at the end of the day, the same thing you say may be used against you, and you cannot deny it because you said it in the public platform. Then it becomes a public knowledge. It becomes a public information. And if somebody brings the same thing forward tomorrow and challenge you in the court of law, you cannot deny that you did not say such. Integrity is very, very important in the legal profession. Integrity. Now, listen to this. When a client fires a legal representative, the lawyer's authority to act on the client's behalf generally come to an end. It's as simple as that. Let me repeat this. Maybe you want to listen to it again. When a client fires a legal representative, as Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has fired Ifeanyi Ejiofor. The lawyer's authority to act on the client's behalf generally comes to an end. Authority to act. You know what we do as lawyers in courts? When I stand up in the court of law to speak to the magistrate about the case I am busy representing my clients on, what I say is, I'll say, Your Worship, it is my instruction. Your Worship, it is my instruction. Because my client is the one who have instructed me on what to do. My client is the one who has given me the authority to stand before the court of law to represent him or her. I don't say, Your Worship, I think, I feel like. No, I don't. Everything I say in the court of law must be on behalf of my clients, and it must be through an instruction which my client has instructed me. Very, very important. So, the authority I have as a legal representative comes from my client. And if my client chooses to withdraw such authority, I cannot stand in court and say, it is my instruction. It has to be the instruction of your clients, not of you as a legal representative. We continue. The lawyer's authority to act on the client's behalf, it generally comes to an end when he is fired. Just like the way Ifeanyi Ejiofor has been fired. You cannot be contracted by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and IPOB. And then when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu fires you, you come around and say, oh, I am being hired again by IPOB, by the wannabe, by the XDOS. There is no such, because the signature and the agreement you sign in order for you to act as an attorney has been terminated. The question is, who gave you that authority? Mazi Nnamdi Kanu gave you, and IPOB gave you. And there is only but one IPOB. There's only but one IPOB. The IPOB founded by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. If the SDOS want to run their own show, they are welcome to do so, but they need to give us a name. They need to give us a name and say to us, this is the name of our own organization. There is what you call trademark. You cannot steal somebody's name. You cannot come now to the East and say, oh, I am Ibeto Transport. I am Ekene Lichuku Transport. Because these are names that has trademark. You cannot use it. If you use it, you will be sued. I continue. The retainer agreement and the applicable professional rules, but the following principles commonly apply. It's a generic something. I am not talking what happens here in South Africa. I'm talking globally. The relationship between a legal representative, an attorney, a lawyer, if you may, between him and his client comes to an end. The authority is withdrawn. Immediately, you are fired. You know, I can get a client today, and then I come to court on the next court date to represent my client. My client will call me and say, sorry, sir, I don't want you to represent me anymore. I am getting a new lawyer. Immediately my client tells me this, no argument. You cannot argue it at all. Immediately my client tells me this, I will stand up and I will address the courts. I will say, Your Worship, unfortunately, my mandate has been terminated. This is what we do. We do it every day here. There is no shame about it. You move on. Everybody goes on, and life is good. My mandate has been terminated by my client, and once I say that to the magistrate will ask my client, "Is it true that you have terminated the relationship between you and your client, your attorney?" And he will say, "Yes, I don't want him anymore. I need another lawyer." And the magistrate will say to me, "Barrister Noha, your mandate has been terminated and you are free to go." I will pack my bags and leave the courtroom, and another person will take over right there, immediately. I cannot argue. Even if the client is owing me money, it does not give me the right to continue. If I insist on continuing, it may cost me my license. I want you to listen to me very carefully. I'm telling you what I do. I'm a lawyer, a practicing lawyer for that matter. This is how it works. So it baffles me to hear somebody of Ifeanyi Ejiofor's nature who claim to be an attorney, who claim to be a practicing attorney for that matter, making comments. You don't even need to come to socials to make comments about your client terminating your mandate. And you cannot turn around now and say, oh, another IPOB is employing me. There is no such, because you know that there is only one IPOB, which the leader of that IPOB is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So which IPOB are you talking about? Who gave you the mandate? That's the question. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu did. Who terminated the mandate? Mazi Nnamdi Kanu did. So which IPOB are you talking about, for crying out loud? All right. I just want to educate us, because this is the legal issues, you know. So Ifeanyi Ejiofor must not come and start speaking to IPOBians like we are illiterates, like we don't know about laws. We have lawyers in IPOB, for goodness sake. Now listen to this. A client generally has a right to terminate the mandate. The relationship between a client and a legal representative is based on a mandate. It is called a mandate. If you appoint a lawyer to represent you in court, it becomes a mandate. As long as that mandate has not been terminated, I can go around saying my client said so. It is my instruction. But once my client terminates that mandate, it is over. I must never be seen to be representing my client anywhere, because the power of attorney does not exist anymore. It has been terminated. The relationship between a client and a legal representative is based on a mandate, and a client can usually end that mandate at any time. It doesn't have expiry date. Do you understand? If I hire you as a lawyer, there is nothing that says I cannot fire you till so time. No, I can hire you today as a lawyer and I can fire you tomorrow. Lawyers are hired today and fired tomorrow. Lawyers are hired today and fired today again. If I'm owing you, that is something between me and you. It has nothing to do with the court. It has nothing to do with the mandate that I've given to you. It's terminated. You can sue me civilly to claim your money if I owe you as your client. But it does not give you the right to come and pose yourself as my lawyer. Or maybe to take my trademark name and begin to say, oh, I'm still representing IPOB of another faction. There is no such. There can only be one IPOB at a time. It is registered. And if anybody claims otherwise, they need to go to court. And we're going to fight about it in court. At the end of the day, we will know who is the founder of IPOB. And if every indication points at Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that he is the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, then there is nothing, there is no case. There's no reason why somebody should come and say, I am fired by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, therefore I am still representing IPOB of the other faction. I expect Ifeanyi Ejiofor to know better. I expect him, if he claims to be a lawyer that he is, to know better. I am your learned colleague, and I'm telling you how it is done before you get yourself into serious trouble, before you even come to a place whereby you will be disciplined by the legal counsel, because what you are doing is totally unethical. It is against the ethics of the legal profession. What you are doing, it is against the ethics of the legal profession. And let me warn you also, Ifeanyi Ejiofor, whatever you might have discussed with your client during the course of his trials, whatever information you have of your clients. I want to warn you, Fanny, and I want you to listen very carefully. It is confidential information, and you are forbidden by the ethics of the legal profession to share such information, to speak about it, even on air. Even when the mandate is ended, you are not allowed to speak about it. For your information, it's an advice, a free advice I'm giving to you, a free advice from your fellow legal, personnel. It's because there is this confidentiality of information between a legal representative as well as his clients. It cannot be shared. Even in court of law, you cannot divulge the confidentiality, the confidential information you had with your client during consultation. You are not allowed to share it, even in court, unless it is information that is so, criminal in nature. Then, of course, you can then, or rather, the court can get a court order and force you to come and testify. Very, very important. All right, I saw that my guest has joined me, but let me take a bit of this teaching. I'm actually helping Ifeanyi Ejiofor here. It is just a legal colleague advice. So he needs to be careful what he say on the media. He needs to be very careful what he says in the public forum, because he can be sued for divulging confidential information between a client and a legal representative. Those are very confidential. You are not allowed, never allowed. Now, let's go on. The legal representative must stop acting once notified. Are you listening? The legal representative must stop acting once notified of the termination, subject to any necessary procedural steps for formally withdrawal from court proceedings if litigation is underway. If there is anything you are still doing, if there is any court cases that are still ongoing, you must, as a matter of urgency, withdraw yourself, because you have been fired. It's not something to be ashamed of. We get fired every day as lawyers in court, and there's no case about it. The magistrate doesn't care, the judge doesn't care. You just pack your bag and go. Another lawyer will take over. That's how it works. Now listen to this. Outstanding fees remain payable. Are you listening to this? Outstanding fees remain payable. Firing a lawyer does not automatically cancel the client's obligation to pay for work already done, performed, or disbursement incurred. Do you understand what I'm saying? If IPOB is still owing Ifeanyi Ejiofor for the work he has done previously, he will still be paid. That he is fired does not stop him being paid. But he is fired. That is one thing I want us to make peace with here. You are fired, you are fired. It is one case you will never win as a legal, professional or legal person. It is one case you will never win. Take it to anywhere. Rather, you will put yourself into trouble, because you cannot even go around. Just like he comes up and writes rubbish, you're not allowed to talk about every confidentiality or any confidential information of your client in your possession. You are not allowed to disclose that. You must not. It can cost you your license, because now you are breaching the ethics of the legal profession. Very, very important. Now listen to this. The client file should be made available. The former legal representative must cooperate in transferring the file to the client's new legal representative, meaning if there is any documentation, any files of IPOB or Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in the possession of Ifeanyi Ejiofor, he must take everything and hand it over to Aloy Ejimako and crew. That's how it works. It's as simple as that. The court and other parties may need to be notified. If the matter is before a court, a formal notice of withdrawal, the same thing I told you now. If there is still matter ongoing, you as a fired legal representative must go to court and stand there and withdraw officially. Now, Now listen to this. Confidentiality continues. Even after, listen to this. Now I want everybody to listen to me very careful. This is very important, and you must listen to this. Very, very important. And if I need your for wherever he is listening, he must listen to this. I've said it before, but I want to say it again and cement it. I am helping a legal person here in case he gets himself into a big trouble that will cost him his license. Confidentiality continues. Even after being dismissed, listen to this, the legal representative remains bound by duties of confidentiality and professional ethics. In other words, Ifeanyi Ejiofor can never, ever, 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 ever share any information, confidential one for that matter, of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and IPOB. If he does that, he must work his legal profession goodbye. I'm going to stop here for now, because I started doing this because I was waiting for my guest this evening, but I think he is here. Mazi Gosife, if you can hear me, please unmute yourself. And we've been waiting for you. Gladly you are here, and our time is running. Please go ahead. We need to be quick about this because of time. There will.
Yes, I can hear you. Are you able to hear me?
There's a problem on your side.
Okay, 1 second. Let me see what's coming on.
Shh, that's what we are hearing. Please work on your headset or handset. We cannot hear you. You've muted yourself again. You are muted.
I'm trying to rectify what the problem is. Just 1 second.
I don't know, maybe I should give you some time to look at it and work on it, and then I will bring you back again. Is that okay?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. All right. I'm going to we're going to give our brother some time to work on his equipment, because we are having a noise, that is not working out for us. All right, it is still Biafra Radio, and I believe I have given you a heads up. I have given you, of course, what it is. In case Ifeanyi Ejiofor thinks that IPOB under the leadership of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, that we are wimp, that we don't know nothing. He got it all wrong, because in IPOB, I want to be wimp. Do you understand? And these are all the products of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. If you think that you know, we will tell you. We will push you and show you where you're going to fall. So I've given Ifeanyi Ejiofor all the tools he needs to be safe. I'm just helping a legal brother. But if you feel that he is clever enough, let him go on with it, and he will see where it will end him. He will see where it will end him. Because even after the termination of your mandate, you have no right to come on social media to talk about your clients or to talk about any confidential information that you might have held with your client. Once you do it, my friend, you might as well kiss your legal profession goodbye, because you are breaching the ethics of legal profession. All right, let me try our brother again and see. Mazi, can you hear me now?
I can hear you clearly. Is the noise still coming up?
Not yet. My brother is still working on his equipment, and as soon as we get him sorted out, we will bring him back again to you. All right. So if you are enjoying this lesson, this lecture that I'm giving you, please indicate on the comment line. If you're not enjoying it, you can also indicate, because I believe we need to show these people also that we are also in the industry. We have lawyers, we have engineers, we have doctors, we have everything you can think of. We have businessmen and women in IPOB. So don't think that just because you're a lawyer and you think you can come and tell us rubbish and lie to us, not knowing that we also have lawyers, and we also know that you are endangering your profession. If you find your phone a suicide, suicide, he's endangering his legal practitioner. He's endangering his career as a lawyer with this rubbish he is doing, because very soon he will understand. Actually, it's as simple as that. Actually, it's you know what? You know, in other industries, in other professions, but when it comes to legal practitioner, the legal practitioner has the highest level of integrity. They call it ethics. To be a lawyer, you must be ethical. And when I say ethical, the highest standard of ethical, that's what it's all about. And your clients can terminate your mandate anytime. And you cannot say, oh, for that reason. My brother, not only you get that place, come and you lose your license. That is guaranteed. You have no case to settle when your client say it's over. You are fired. As lawyers, I've been fired many times in court. I will come to court. My client said to me, Mazi Kechuku, I don't want to use you again. I need another lawyer. I said, oh, okay, so bad draw. Thank you. I will get up and say to the magistrate, Your Worship, my mandate has been terminated. And then the magistrate will ask my client, did you fire him? I'm telling you, in front of the court. But if he fell, that's how our profession is as lawyers. And he will say, yes, I fired him. Though we don't use the word fire, rather we use terminate. Yes, I've terminated his mandate. And then the magistrate will say to me, Mazi Kechuku, you are allowed to leave. And I'll take my bag and my files, and then I will leave. That's how it's done. You don't come to social media and begin to fight. Why did you terminate me? I am not terminate. You are not allowed to even discuss that. I heard when there is some junk he wrote, whereby he was saying, they've been saying all manner of lies against me. Now I'm going to say my own. I'm going to open. If I age for China, China as a lawyer, you are done, because even after your termination, you are not allowed to discuss any secrecy, any confidentiality you shared with your client during consultation. You are aware of this, and I'm telling you, if I ain't your fault, why are you acting like a Mugu? Why are you behaving like you, as if in my house? You should know better. You're a lawyer. Because license, they practice Chakwana. I'm telling you, and you know better. The high ethics of legal profession, it is very high. The bar is too high. As a lawyer, you are expected to be a man of integrity. You are expected to hold a high level of integrity. That is why when a client fires you, it is done. Even sometimes as lawyers, I need to resign. I resign. Client. Hey, if it's one of na court, no, you had one possible. Now, you know it here and so. Can I mail you to a mail to a client? I say, no, I don't want to do it like that. You must do as I say. I will come to court. I say, Your Worship, I want to be excused from this matter because me and my client, we do not agree. The trust relationship is broken. Therefore, I want my mandate terminated. Or rather, I am terminating my mandate. Do you understand? It is both ways. Even the lawyer can fire his client by telling the court that you don't want to continue because there is no more trust relationship. So if I mustn't think that IPOB is a cash cow, because of the money he's been getting from IPOB, then it becomes difficult for him to do the right thing. Now, one advice if I need you for, between his license and the money he's getting from IPOB, which one is more precious? Because the money he's getting from IPOB, he can eat it and finish it, but his license remains there. Yeah, his license remains there for a long time. So he needs to think and he needs to choose carefully. Because the way he is going, the way Ifeanyi Ejiofor is going, he is going into the deep end. It's not possible. Asking them your client. No ways. Your client will always be the boss. The client of a legal person must always be what? Your boss. If you're thinking again your client I'm telling you, according as what do they say? Customer is king. You know, customer bueze. If I'm a customer kulogeni gal. Customer is always right. The same thing is applicable when it comes to the legal profession. Whatever the client says goes. If you are not happy with what your client says, you resign. That's how it's done. You get a client to get when he call, get a client to get when he arguments. Why did you fire me? You're not supposed to fire me. No. And you, if I need your for as a lawyer, you are. You know that trademark is very important. You know that there is only one IPOB under the leadership of Mazen Namdekan, the same IPOB that hired you. And now you are behaving like you don't know what's going on. You are embracing people who are hijacking what they don't own. People who are hijacking something that does not belong to them. You should have advised them. You should have advised Dosium. You should have advised China Sawanketa and Co. and said to them, what you are doing is wrong. This IPOB name you are using is wrong. It will come back to haunt you. But rather, you Ifanye Jofo, you want to be a part of it. You want to be a part of this gangsterism. You want to be a part of something that you know is unlawful, and you're forgetting your integrity as a legal practitioner. You are forgetting the fact that you can lose your license for this rubbish you are doing. You are encouraging something that is wrong. If I am talking to you. I've never spoken to you before, anytime on social media, but I think you are just playing dumb because you know everything. I don't believe that you don't know. I don't believe that you don't know. All right, let me bring up our brother again. I don't know. Mazi, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Unbelievable. No, I can't. It's still, I'm hearing shh. That's the noise. When you want to talk, we hear a shh noise. That's all we are hearing. I don't know why is that, Mazi. I don't know what's going on. I just cannot hear you. There you go. You see, it's making shh. That's the noise we are hearing, unfortunately, and I don't know why that is the case. It's definitely not from my end, because if it's from my end, obviously people would have complained and told me that I'm not coming out very well. Yes, I don't know, Mazin. Something.
Can you hear me now?
Cable. There is some cable problem that is touching from your end. There might be a cable that is touching because your audio is not coming out. It's just a noise that we are hearing each time you want to talk. All right. So we'll keep on working on it until Mazi gets himself sorted out. But I will continue. Okay, let me find out from people. Please, can you confirm for me if you can hear our brother? Can you guys confirm if you are hearing him? Because if you people are hearing my guess, that means the problem is from my end. Can somebody confirm?
Can anyone hear me?
Please, can you confirm if you ever heard my guest, or are you hearing noise when he speaks? I need confirmation. Very, very important, so that I would know where the problem is and we can hear him. Are you kidding me? I need confirmation, really. No, I need, I don't know.
Can someone hear me? Can someone hear me?
This does not make sense at all. What I am hearing from my end is a noise. I don't know what is going on. Let me get the link to be hearing it through note without the noise. Unbelievable. Are you kidding me? People say they can hear you But how am I hearing noise only? It is not possible. What is going on? Let me see. I'm trying to see what is going on here. Unbelievable. I don't know. All right. Let me do something quickly. To a speaker, let him. Mazi, are you on a speaker? Are you connected to a speaker? If you're connected
No,
to a speaker, can you remove?
no,
You're not
no,
connected to a
no.
speaker. No. I am not sure what is going on. Why I cannot hear our comrade. Let me see. Trying to solve a problem here. We are not sure where this problem is emanating from and why I cannot hear Mazi Gosife. Let me just try to unplug this. Okay. I'm thinking, let's do this. Can you please go out, Mazi, and log back in again? Let's try that. I know you've done it before, but let's try it one more time. If you can just disconnect and then
Yes.
come back again.
All right. Let me do that.
Because
All right.
all right. So he's going to go out and come back again. It is very, very um unbelievable that you guys can hear him, but I cannot from my own end. They are hearing Maziko Sifeo, and I cannot. It does not make sense. I'm trying to see what I can do from my own end here because I don't know why this is happening. I don't know why this is happening. All right. It is so amazing that people who are watching the show are telling me what my guest is saying, but I cannot hear my guest, and that is so painful to me. And I'm just looking at everything. Everything here seems to be perfect on my own end, and the reason why I cannot hear him is what I don't understand. Unbelievable. All right. We must continue, and of course, he's going to log back in, and then I will try to find out what exactly is the problem here. It is not, possible that I cannot hear him because if I cannot hear him, then unfortunately, it is a very big problem for us here because there's no way you can have a show and you don't hear what is happening. Yes, yes, we must continue. All right, dear friends, of course, we must continue. It is very, very unbelievably so because everybody was hearing my voice, and then my guest voice is what is missing out, so that we can proceed in this show. All right. So as I have spoken about Ifeanyi Ejiofor and also try to let our people understand as a stand when it comes to legal ethics. The relationship between a client and his legal representatives is very, very important. All right, I think what we can do is but if he remove his earpiece, then that's another problem because if there is no speaker for him to speak with, then obviously he is not going to hear what I'm saying. And it's not the first time I've hosted Mazi Gosife on this platform. I've hosted him so many times, and we communicate very well. We hear each other, but today has become another problem. I don't know why. All right, I think I will take a quick break here so that I can check and see what we can do to salvage the situation. Very, very important. It is still Biafra Radio, and we are here live and direct. Elohim, he is hearing everything we are doing, and he is indeed so supervising over his people. I have Mazi Gosife as my guest this evening. He is the C of C, the coordinators of all coordinators. And it was supposed to be an interactive section this evening whereby we open a line and people can call in and speak to Mazi Gosife. But we are having a technical issue here, which I don't know why that is the case. So I've asked him to go out and then come back in again so that we can see if we can salvage whatever is the problem. So as soon as he comes back again, I will bring him on, and he is not yet to be back in. So please continue to share this broadcast, at least if not for anything. I have given some lectures this evening with regards to the issue or what not supposed to be an issue, simply because Onyendumazi Nnamdi Kanu fired Barrister Ifeanyi Ejiofor. That is not supposed to be an issue. It is a normal thing that happens, all the time, whereby a client terminates the mandate of his clients, and nobody talks about it. It's not a big problem. Once your mandate is terminated, you just have to leave. All right, let me take a quick break and then I'll be back again. Please don't
allow
go away.
me to worship Chukwukika Biama on behalf of the entire family listening right across the length and breadth of this very planet. Umu Chineke, all of you who are ordained, all of you who are destined to perform wonders, I welcome all of you. Now, I will present you to Chukwukika Biama in heaven. Therefore, our Father who resideth in heavens above, looking down upon the pain and the suffering of your children, as was foretold by those who has gone before us, that a day will come when the world will gang up, when all the children of darkness will congregate to prevail against your children. That time is now. We are in pain. We are in so much suffering that man cannot begin to comprehend it. We ask for your mercy. We ask for you to come and present and provide a way where there is none. We ask you, Chukwukika Biama, if we came amaranime ndumuginine the IPOB, nebenine dichiche, ruebenine o wasoturu, kide magine beregi biko baso ha, upotile kendo ha. Okwasisweli igwe. We call upon you this evening. The vultures are congregating. The saboteurs are rising up. We are beginning to identify them. And we are dealing with them. We ask you to give us the strength. We ask you for courage. We ask you for every ounce of determination and resoluteness. Make us as hard as steel, as only you can do. Baptize us in your word, in your knowledge, in your truthfulness, and in your strength. Make it impossible for our enemies to come close to us. Destroy them before they come very close. We will be tempted, of course. Our defenses will be tried without a shadow of a doubt. Sometimes there may be breaches, but in the end we prevail because that is your word and that is your promise. This evening we hold on resolutely to that very command of yours. Your own spoken word. The word that you gave to your children when you said to them that they should not worship any idol, they should not bow before any graven image. We have made mistakes in our lives. We have bowed before European idols. We have done everything but worship you in truth and honesty. But now, having realized the errors of our ways, we present ourselves before you, that you may do with us as you please. So it was prayed thousands of years ago. That same prayer will re-echo because we are nothing without you. We are nothing without you. We can have the best defenses in the whole world. We can procure the finest anti-jamming equipment available. But it is you that will defend your inheritance. You will defend Biafra. You know that we are honest and...
All right, welcome back once again. It is still Biafra Radio, and we are working on the little bit of technicality that we have here this evening with regards to my guest. I am not sure what the problem is. He's back again. I want to try. Mazi, can you try and see if you can speak?
Can you hear me?
Unbelievable.
Can you hear me? Let's check if your guest can hear me.
Unbelievable.
Sorry, if the audience can hear me.
I am not sure what is the problem here. Honestly, I am not.
Can the audience indicate if they can hear me? Please indicate if you can hear me, please.
Yes. Mazi, can you continue speaking?
Yes. Can you hear me now? Are you able to hear me now?
Unbelievable. All right. I am having indeed a very big problem here. I just cannot hear my guest, and that is the problem I am having here. I'm trying to see if there's any way we can solve the problem. I'm trying to see if there's anything we can do about this problem that we are having. All right, this is one of those problems that we encounter on the air when we are broadcasting. I am not sure what is the problem here, and it is quite unfortunate that we are having such an issue here this evening, and I'm trying everything possible from my own end to see if there's anything we can do about this problem. Looking at my setup, everything looks fine here from my own end. And then I don't know what could be the problem indeed. All right, we'll continue to try all we can to see if there's any way we can actually sort this problem out. Very, very important. Hopefully, we might be able to salvage the problem. All right. It's one of those things, and I really, really do apologize. Indeed. I don't know. Maybe I might want to bring our guest up through I don't know, through his the line rather, to see if that could be a better opportunity for us to use. I am not sure why we are having such a problem. Indeed, I am not sure. All right, it is quite frustrating indeed. It is quite frustrating indeed. I will go off again and see if there is anything we can do about this. We'll be back.
People, you know that we preach this gospel in the knowledge that your children must be free in the land of the living, that they may go back and worship you in Zion as they have done thousands of years ago. This is our prayer now and always, because we are your children. You can't abandon us to the forces of evil and darkness. That is not your will, and it can never be. That is why today, tomorrow, and always, as you have called us to undertake this very monumental and epic task, as you have determined that your word must be preached in the land, that very land you gave to our ancestors thousands of years ago, so shall it be done in our lifetime. Allow us to be worthy to serve thee. Chukwu Abiama, allow us to be considered worthy to serve you. You know we speak the truth. Our enemies are liars. They are cheats and they are killers. They are bloodthirsty bastards, all of them. All of them bar none. They have brought their lies to bear upon all their dealings. Their tongue is very spiteful against those of them who are righteous before your sight. Please don't allow shame to befall your children. Don't allow shame to befall your name, because we answer your name, we bear your name. That is why today we make this very prayer in the sure knowledge that Biafra will be restored as your own kingdom upon the face of the earth. That you will be worshipped every blessed day of our lives, as our children will do, and so will their children. Until time everlasting, we have prayed in your name. He said, allow me, because what I am saying on Abumanyamini, our people are lame. They are weak. I am struggling to count how many men there are in Biafra land. There are no more men left. Weak, docile, and imbecilic. Weak. I don't know how we can take such people to war. I don't know how we can take men who are not men into battle and win. I am ashamed. Very, very ashamed. Nonetheless, we must preach this very gospel, because man did not ask us to come. Chukwu Abiyama in heaven mandated that we should come. If not, that I was called to do this very work, I will not speak to any of you anymore. But Chukwu Abiyama said this very gospel must be preached, and we must preach it. I have prayed since yesterday up until now. My request is very simple. The same prayer I made in secret, I will make out here in the open. Chukwu Abiyama biko, since it is your intention that your kingdom will be restored upon this very earth, I need men. I need men. I did not say boys. I said I need men. Those of them that you created to restore your kingdom, they should come forward now, not tomorrow, not next year. Chukwu Abiyama. You must bring them now. I did not say tomorrow. Because the insult is too much. It is beyond what any human being can endure.
All right, so let me try once again. Mazi Gosife, can you please speak once more again? Let me see if it is better now, or we are still having the same problem.
Can you hear me now?
Mazi, can you speak?
I am speaking. I am speaking.
Mazi Gosife?
I am speaking. I am speaking. Can you hear me? I am talking now.
Are you there?
I am talking. Yes, I am talking. I am here. I am here.
All right. All right. Now we are better. Oh, my goodness me. All right, great Biafrans. We have sorted this out, and I think we are good to go. Good evening, Mazi, and welcome to the program. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Mazi Barrister IykeObed. Thank you very much for having me.
Please go ahead.
It was long and hard trying to address this. I already have my system sorted. I didn't realize it was coming from your end. I was thinking it was mine. And I was also told that okay, cool. All right, thank you for having me. My name is Chukwu Gosife Kekenta. I'm your coordinator of all coordinators, and most importantly, your servant, appointed by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We're here to serve you. Today is our one-on-one session to talk about just a few things as to what's been happening with the restructuring of IykeObed, with the job and the task given to us by our leader. We are going to look at a number of things to understand how we can better work as a team, because we are a team. More than that, we are a family. And for us to be able to, move the affairs of this very global body, we need to function as a team. So functioning as a team means that we have to work hand in hand. We have to be able to support each other. We'll be each other's support system. So our job is to ensure that the families of IykeObed in every country is up and running, to make sure that everything that went bad due to treachery, that went bad due to people who have sworn to betray the course that we've all pledged to, pursue. So to make sure that all of those things are fixed, that is my task. So we have been doing it. We have been reaching out where possible. We've been talking to the different stakeholders. We've been speaking to our people in different countries, making sure, trying to understand the peculiarity that exists in these countries, trying to make sure that, the issue going on there is able to be resolved. But before I go on into what we have today, I want to quickly introduce this session with a quote. I'm hearing a noise. Mazi, can you hear me clearly?
Yes, go ahead. I can hear you.
Right, thank you. So before we can dive deep into the session today, I want to introduce a famous quote from one of the notable Pan-Africanists, a Black American. His name is Frederick Douglass, not Forsyth. Forsyth is from the UK. Frederick Douglass. Frederick Douglass is a foremost Pan-Africanist. He was one of the men that stood up at the time when Black Americans were facing subjugation. He was one of the men that stood up, that made sure that the Black American population were aware of their suffering. So he is very, very noble. So he made a famous quote, which I will quote him right now. So he said, "Those that profess the faith of freedom but despises agitation are like men who want the crops but can't plow the ground. They want the rain but can't stand the thunder. They want the ocean but can't deal with the awful roar of the waves. The struggle that the African people have, be it moral or be it physical or even both, that there has to be a struggle." That was his quote. So he was trying to say that every generation must recognize the fights that they have as a people. Every generation must understand the conditions of their people, and that men must stand up to have a struggle to be able to remove themselves from such condition. He was trying to say that it is a duty and a responsibility for men and women to rise up on the occasion when their lives are being hounded, when their lives are being destroyed. That is exactly the situation we are in today. That is why what we are doing today can never stop. It's impossible. We want our people to realize that as long as we breathe, we will continue to pursue a better life for our people. What we are doing today is a necessity. We have to do it. We have to do what we are doing today. If we don't do it, the next generation that will come after us will face even harsher condition. So we are trying to end the misery that our enemies have put us into. That's what we are, trying so hard to do. So what we are doing is a necessary evil. As bad as it may look, as sometimes the journey might look very tough, but we have to do it. I want you to always remember, some of you that live in diaspora, you're not having fun, are you? You're not having fun. At some point, you feel like going home. Those back home are feeling they want to flee to where you are. We're all not having fun. So what we are doing is to combine our efforts to see where we can meet ourselves halfway, to ensure that the conditions of subjugation that we found ourselves today is removed for the next generation to have a better life. That is what we are doing today. So whatever you see that we are doing, whatever that you have seen that we are collectively doing, cannot stop. Because the conditions that we live in hasn't changed, has it? How do you stop when the conditions you live in is still there? The unfavorable condition that makes life difficult for you and even more for your children. That's why we are doing what we are doing today. We want you to understand it. We want you to be clear about where we are headed. We must be free. We must be free. Everything that we are doing today and even more it will ensure that we become free as a people. We are not a free people. As a free people, you will have the liberty, you have the freedom to live where we all come from. We'll have the liberty to dictate how our life will go. We'll have the liberty to make laws for ourselves. We'll have the liberty to organize our society. That is what being free is about. So we will not run to other people's territory, other people's country, region, and then begging to live there. We'll live with pride where we come from. That's why we are doing exactly what we're doing today. So we want you to understand that it is a duty and a responsibility of us all. And as your coordinator of all coordinators, I want you to realize the part you are going to play. So we want everybody to understand that for us to be able to beat this very challenge, we have to work together as a family. We have to work together as a team. It is very, very important that you realize the role you have to play. So as a global movement led by Onyenduma and Nnamdi Kanu, we are coordinated. We work under a constitution called our Code of Conduct. Now, there are people appointed to direct things, to make things, to organize things in a way that will reflect the values of the organization. Now, yourself is to respond. Yourself is to make sure you are playing your part. So for us to be able to have this family functioning as an organism, we expect that every member of this family, all of us of freedom, are engrafted into this family, that you are doing what you're supposed to do. If you're asked to be on Twitter, today is Tuesday. I'm not sure how many of you have gone to Twitter to tweet. If you're asked to be on Twitter, you definitely need to be on Twitter. These actions, these steps that we take in regards to pushing our message is designed to take us where we are going. What you are currently seeing today is the effort of yesterday. Everything that you would have seen that we collectively, all of us have been able to do today, it is an effort of yesterday. So we expect that every single one of you will understand it and not feel fatigued and not at some point, want to give up. What we are doing is a culminated effort. What we are doing is compounding. Everything we do every day, including being on Twitter, including being on Facebook, including listening to Biafra Radio, including holding program on Biafra Radio, including doing everything, engaging different stakeholders, our diplomatic front, speaking to different parties, talking to people around the world, speaking to our people at different levels where they are. These things are compounding. It is a compounding effort. So we must intensify this effort, especially when we begin to see results. It is important that we intensify our efforts. It is important that we continue to push harder. That's exactly what we expect each and every one of you. Being a member of IykeObed is part of it, because as a member, you now have the right to ask those who are leading you, your servant leaders. Those of us who are leading you are able to ask us questions. You are able to ask us, why are things going this way? Why are things not happening? Why is this not happening? So we first of all expect you to ensure that you are grafted into the family, wherever you are. So we've been reaching out to some of you. And for those who have been, maybe in the past few weeks, you've been busy or there has been things occupying you, please reach out to us so that we can better direct you. It is important that we mass mobilize. It is important that we mass mobilize. Mass mobilizing makes far more effect. For us to be able to mass mobilize, it gives us the potency, the collectivism needed to get results. That is how we are going to get results. When we mass mobilize, it enables us to make better effect. So we expect that every single one of you listening, especially those of you living in diaspora, I expect you to reach out to me, DM me, message me, whether here on Facebook, on TikTok, on WhatsApp, message me. It is important that you align yourself with an IykeObed family, especially those of you that live in diaspora. It is important that we galvanize. This is the last phase. We expect that every single one of you can understand the effects that we will create. I know that there has been a few damage to the family, but we are going to replace all of these things. That is why we are speaking to you today. All of these people that came to mess the struggle that we pledged to pursue, we are going to phase them out. We have phased them out already. So we are concentrating our effort in rebuilding. We are concentrating our efforts in mass mobilizing for this very last phase. So we expect that every single one of you listening, ask yourself, are you grafted to a family? That is where it starts. So if you are not, if you were disgruntled, or if you were treated in a way that made you go or hibernate, decided to stay silent, please, it is time to present yourself. It is time for you to come out. This is a new regime. We are here to listen to you. We are here to organize you. We are here to direct you appropriately. We are here to lead you right. We are not going to disappoint you. We will not. We will not disappoint you. We are making that pledge that we will not disappoint you. When we speak to you, you should understand our hearts from the way we speak to you. We will not disappoint you. Even when the enemy hears some of us, they know that these ones are no-go area. So we are here to guide you properly. So we expect that you graft yourself back into the family. We expect that you begin to align yourself so that we can work together. You can see how working as a team can lead us to where we're going. But the more you delay, the more you keep hibernating yourself, we won't have the number. We need the numerical strength. Numerical strength matters a lot. We need that number to mass mobilize, to get anything done. The welfare of our people, those of you who live in diaspora, who are going through different difficulties, ranging from asylum to, we need to mass mobilize to be able to get your issues resolved. If you're having asylum issues, we need to mass mobilize. Mass mobilize gives us the leverage, the resource leverage to be able to attend to your issues. So we need to mass mobilize. So it is important that you graft yourself back into the family. I expect that at the end of this session, many of you, those of you, especially in diaspora, that that you will message me and I will align you to your continental rep. Your continental rep will further direct you into your family, into your zones, and into your units. We need to work together. There are a number of actions that will be happening soon. There are a number of actions that will be happening in the global body of IPOB. I'm sure most of you would have seen what's been happening from our diplomatic front. These things will continue. We will continue to, reach out to stakeholders that matter a lot. The different bodies, the different stakeholder that matter, we will continue to reach out to them. So we expect you that you graft yourself. Please, it is important that we mass mobilize. The essence of mass mobilizing can never be overemphasized. There is no more, I can't say it more than I am saying it. It is important that we mass mobilize. It is important that you enlist yourself into a family. It is important that you understand how we can better function. There are a number of things, like I said, that will be happening in the global body of IPOB. So the Directorate of State as a body will be coming live on Saturday. So there is so much that we are going to be talking about on Saturday, 1st of August, 8 p.m. Biafran time. The Directorate of State will be coming live. The meeting of the Directorate of State will be held online on Biafra Radio here. So we expect that all of you will be there. So all the members of the Directorate of State will be there live. We will be live on Saturday, 1st of August. So we expect that all of you make yourself available, 8 p.m. Biafran time. So we will feature live, each one of us, and we are going to speak on issues, bordering on our office. And then we are also going to, talk about the effort so far that we have made. And then if there is an opportunity, you may call in to clarify a few things that you're confused about or that you want to know. So I as part of this session, I mentioned that we are going to be looking at a number of things. We are going to be looking at, again, the rebuild plan that we have and where we are today. So we have a rebuild plan, and part of that rebuild plan is to speak to you. Part of that is to remind you that you need to belong to a family. You need to belong to a family so that everything that we are working towards, everything that we are preparing, that it is easy to get those things, going with you being part of the family, because you have a role to play. We have a role. All of us have a role to play. So collectively, we are going to function as a team. So you must belong to a family for us to be able to get some things done. If we need to go to anywhere, if you need to attend to any occasion, we need you. We need you as part of the team. We need you to see yourself, or we need you to make up the number required to represent the body of IPOB. If we need to go to anywhere, let's say we need to speak to the Capitol Hill. We need to speak to any of the stakeholders that we are currently talking to. We would need you to be part of it. It is a teamwork. We will, if we need to, go to any stakeholder in any country, we will require that our family in that country, comes out, mass mobilizes and come out for us to be able to engage any of these parties that we're talking to. So that is why it is important that you belong to a family. So please, if you haven't grafted yourself into a family, it is an opportunity to message me now, and then I will align you properly. It is important. Our rebuild plan is part of our rebuild plan to make sure that every single one of you listening today belong to a family. That is part of it, to make sure that those who are facing difficulty are looked after. Those who are in Biafra land, those who are in prison, those who are in different layers of difficulty, to make sure that they are looked after. We need mass mobilization. We need to mass mobilize to make these things possible. To look after our leader, we need to mass mobilize. To make sure that our leader is looked after, to make sure that the lawyers that represent our leader are also catered for, that they also are doing their job. They are also, taking the trips, going to everywhere that they need to be at a certain time. We need to make that possible. So we expect that every single one of you, especially those in diaspora, that you understand how these things work. That's the resources that we mobilize enables us to function. It enables us to make sure that our leader is looked after. It enables us to make sure that the lawyers that represent our leaders are doing their job. It enables us to ensure that we are looking after our school children. It enables us to ensure that we are looking after our people who are in need, those who are in need, those who are going through difficulty, those who are in hospital, those who are at different levels. So we need resources to make this possible. And it is until you understand that connection, and that is why we're explaining it, so that you can understand how, for us to be able to get results, these things needs to be happening. So if you haven't grafted yourself into a family, you are delaying some of these efforts from happening. So you are making it slightly difficult for us to be able to move at the pace that we, that the pace that we plan to move with. So we expect you to understand how these things all work together and then make yourself available. So we are reaching out to continental reps, making sure that continental reps are out and nominating national coordinators, for endorsing national coordinators to be approved by our leader. We expect that these things are happening. So this is part of our rebuild plan. Every continental rep must ensure at where we are now. It's about 6 weeks into our office. We expect that every continental rep would have nominated or would have reached out to make sure that our families in different countries are up and running, especially starting with a national coordinator. So that forms part of our rebuild plan, that continental reps are reaching out to countries and making sure that national coordinators are nominated there for approval by our leader. So these are part of our rebuild plan. And once national coordinators are nominated and approved, endorsed and approved by our leader, they can start nominating state coordinators, regional coordinators, and where regional coordinators where national and regional coordinators are very active, in line with the code of conduct, in line with these very struggle, they retain their office. So, and then but they begin to ensure that zones under them, that states under them are functioning. So that is what we expect should have happened by now. So on Saturday, the Directorate of State will be coming live. You will be hearing from continental reps. You will be hearing from every office in the Directorate of State. You will again understand where things are from each of these offices. Like I said, by now, every country should have received national coordinator. Every country should have received regional coordinators. Every country or continent should have received state coordinators by now. So we expect that by Saturday, we will listen to the offices in the Directorate of State to ensure that these things have happened. So this is what we expect at this stage. At this stage, that's all of these things are happening. So that is what we are looking forward to. So also, as part of the rebuild plan, we expect that each continental rep has the copy of all the official documents that has been released by the Directorate of State. We expect that every continental rep, every regional coordinator, every national coordinator has in their possession all the documents, official documents that were released by the Directorate of State, the press release from our leader, the pronouncement that was made, or the publication that was made discharging the third administration of the Directorate of State on the 21st of June. We expect that every coordinator, every national coordinator, every continental rep has that in their possession, and also making sure that those documents are being extended to other families, the other offices. So we expect that every continental rep has a copy of the press release of the 21st of June 2026 discharging the third administration. You need to have that in your possession. You need to have the link to that publication, the link to the newspapers that had published it. You need to have that in your possession. You also need the release from the Directorate of State, the asset reclamation order issued by the DOS on the 30th of June. You need to have that in your possession. I have tried to reach out to every continental rep to provide them, to give them access to all of these documents, to bring it together for them, to make it easy for them. I've reached out to all continental rep, and I've reached out to most national coordinator. I've reached out to you. I've sent you all of these documents, starting with the press release discharging the third administration, that, mentioning every single member of the third administration. I've also provided you the asset reclamation order issued by the Directorate of State. You have that in your possession as well. I've also provided you the discharge, or rather the suspension of national coordinators and some officers who were engaging in acts of insubordination, who were going against the ethics, going against the code of conduct, the principles of this very movement. So that very suspension letter issued to some of these officers, I've also made that available to all continental rep. I've also made it available to most national coordinators, the ones that have been appointed so far. As long as you have been appointed as a national coordinator, I have reached out to you, provided you these documents. Also in your possession is the country's acknowledgement. Our leader had written to 72 countries, and including the UN, about the change of authority. I've also put together every single one of those documents, every single one of those acknowledgements from different countries. I've compiled them together, and I've provided these documents to all continental rep. I've also provided it to all national coordinator and regional coordinators. I've sent you these documents. If I am missing you, if I missed you out in these, perhaps you were recently appointed, please reach out to me on WhatsApp, reach out to me on Messenger, reach out to me here on Facebook. You can comment somewhere, reach out to me. I've asked every continental rep and to provide me the details of every national coordinator, existing and newly appointed. I've provided them. I've prepared a log for national coordinators and continental rep, which I've asked each continental rep to provide me names of these national coordinators that are recently appointed and the ones that are currently, that have retained their offices, so that it is easy to reach out to them, have them all in that log, all in that database, so that it is easy to reach out to them. That same database a fresh template of that database will also be extended to national coordinators to be able to document our membership in every countries, and this will be kept at the national level. So I have prepared these as part of our rebuild plan to make sure that, that there is a data to work off. There is a data to make sure that we are taking account of our family, that we have account of our family, that we have account of our people, and that we understand, who is who, and making sure that those who are representing us are accounted for. So these are part of our rebuild plan. So we expect that once national coordinators are in place, once you have all of these offices duly appointed, that they begin to function, they begin to install units and zones, and then get these units and zone up and running. So these are the expectations that we have. So like I said, when we come on Saturday, the Directorate of State will give account to where these where we are with the status of the family in every country. We expect that by now, every one of us expect that by now, every country would have received a national coordinator and state coordinators. That families are beginning to, reconvene in every country. This is what we expect. So we will listen to officers, we'll listen to Continental Rep to see where we are with these very efforts. We want to make sure that those who have been appointed to serve you are doing the right thing. We want to also make sure that you as a member of a lover of freedom, that you graft yourself into the family, because once you're doing what you ought to do, we are now indebted to you. We are indebted to you. So we have to function to bring you results, to bring you reports. So we are coming on Saturday to bring you reports so that you can listen to your officers, and then to see if those who have been appointed by our leader are doing exactly why our leader appointed them. We expect that national coordinators by now in every country should have received national coordinator. We expect that state coordinators, regional coordinators are all up and running. So there is no reason that will be entertained if this is not happening up until this day, because we expect people to get to work. So we expect people to get to work. If there are peculiar issues happening in a particular country, that needs to be raised, that needs to be highlighted, so that we can look into it. That should have happened by now. So that's exactly what we're looking at. So on the second item, I talked about how you can help us. For us to be able to get this, happening, we need your support. Like I said before, we need to work as a team. All right? We need to work as a team. The effort of everyone is required for us to deliver. So we need you to comply. Some of you have reached out. A number of you have reached out to me on TikTok, on Facebook. I have assigned you to your Continental Rep. I will also follow you up to ask you, those of you that have reached out to me who are on my WhatsApp, I've assigned you to every single one of you. Not all, I haven't assigned all of you just yet, but many of you I've assigned you to Continental Rep. I will try to reach out to you before our meeting on Saturday to make sure that you're getting response from Continental Reps or from National Coordinator. So I've assigned you to Continental Reps. I've also, those where National Coordinators does exist, I've also made sure that you are aware of your National Coordinator. I want to also follow you up to make sure that you have been assigned to a family, that you guys have started having your meetings and started talking and discussing what needs to be discussed. So I will reach out to you. That very effort will continue. There are people that will be reaching out to. Once we also have another session on the 2nd of August after our DOS outing on the 1st. On the 2nd of August on TikTok, we also have another outing. So we expect that people, as you continue to reach out to us, we will continue to channel you to your Continental Rep, where they will assign you to zone. So this is how you can help us to function. So we are a team. So you must belong to a family. You must return to command. You must. For us to be able to function, we are in the last phase. We need to be able to demonstrate the sheer numerical strength that we have to be able to deliver. It is important that there are people. I have nearly about 10 people reaching out to me. They are in different pain. They are in different difficulty. About 10 of our people reached out to me, if not more than that, from different countries. These people they have needs. These people they need to be helped. So we can only help these people when we mass mobilize. Don't you understand what I mean by mass mobilizing? We need to consolidate our resources so that we can help our people in different needs. So it is important that you understand it and then come forward. It is important. Please DM me if you are in diaspora listening. Please, it is important. Please, we need to work together. We need to work together. We are a new regime. We are going to do things far better than any regime. You have been seeing the evidences. So on Saturday, we are going to be sharing more of that on Saturday. So we expect you to, before Saturday, we expect you to, reach out to myself or reach out to any of the principal officers and then identify yourself and then get yourself introduced to a family. So before Saturday, we expect that to be happening. Again, this is what we are expected to do. We are a team. So the discipline, the next item on the agenda is the discipline, the command discipline. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu sits at the apex of this very struggle. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu dictates. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu decides the direction of this very movement. He sits on top of it. Now, at the level of the Directorate of States, Mazi Chris Mugu leads the Directorate of States under the authority of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So, and under the Directorate of States, you have different offices representing our people at different level. You have continental reps, you have coordinator of all coordinators, you have head of welfare, you have head of media, you have finance, you have all of these offices. These offices are there to ensure that the body of the movement is functioning, that the body of the movement is carrying out its responsibility. Now, these very offices now cascaded into zones where you have national coordinator of a country, you have different offices from state coordinators, regional coordinators, depending on the structure of the country. You have all of these things. You have financial person and their treasurer. You have all other offices. These are designed to ensure that there is order, there is a structure, and there is order, and that there is an effective flow of information. That information just don't go anyhow. That information are transmitted in an organized fashion. So it means that if you need to reach out to, if there is a concern or something that you need to suggest or bring up, you touch base with your state coordinator, and then your state coordinator can try to find answers for you. And then where it is impossible or where it is beyond him, he will extend it to national coordinator, and national coordinator will try to find answers for you. And then where national coordinator is unable to find answers, he will extend it to the continental rep. And continental rep, if it is an issue that demands that DOS will reflect on, it will be taken into the Directorate of States, and then that issue will be addressed, and then answers will be cascaded through your continental rep to the family. So this is how we function, and we must respect command. We must listen to our chain of command. It is important. Our leader have always made it clear that without discipline, we would have difficulty making a headway. Imagine if all of the people that fell out today, all of the people that had the temerity to insult the leader of this very struggle, imagine if we didn't have what we're having today, how far would have traveled. The results that you're seeing today, imagine how far we would have taken it. So without discipline, you are only undermining your effort, your collective effort. So it will impact on our pace, our ability to be able to project our message, our ability to be able to advance the course. So discipline is key. It can never be overemphasized. Discipline is key. We expect that you know this by now. This struggle is designed, this struggle is fashioned on discipline. Discipline is of essence. Discipline is very, very important. Very, very important. Discipline enables us to function in an organized way. It gives to our enemy, they tremble when you are disciplined, when they see that things are functioning in a well-organized fashion. The enemy, it scares the enemy. And you earn more respect when you have discipline. When people see you functioning with discipline, respecting order, behaving and not, trying to break ranks or trying to override, an organized order. When people see you, it earns respect, not just for the movement. As individuals, they see you as a group of men and women that are matured enough to see and to know what to do at a certain time and to respond when they are called upon. For us to be able to get to where we're going at the pace that we are pursuing it, we need discipline. Our leader have said this many times. Discipline is key. It is important that we know that. It is also important that we hear from you. I will try to save some time. Host, are you there? Host, are you there? I will try to save some time because
Yes,
I believe our people have got questions. I will try to save some time so that people can ask questions. And then please quickly focusing on the task ahead. The task ahead remains that the 7 cardinal objective of the Directorate of States is well in line. I've always outlined it. Number 1 is to see the release of our leader, which is priority. You would have been seeing actions everywhere. We need unity to be able to get that actions happening. So you would have seen actions of different stakeholders, all our people. We are reaching out to all of them, because our leader wants unity. Our leader wants us to, to come together to be able to, pulverize every obstacle in our way. So with the installation of this new regime, that's exactly what we are doing. You would have been seeing actions. So priority is the release of our leader. Number 2 is the welfare program to assist our leader, to make sure that our leader is well looked after, his medicals and everything that our leader needs, every single thing that he needs, the welfare of our leader, the welfare of our people, those in need in Biafra land, those in various needs in Biafra land, those in the hospital, those who are sick, those who are in prison, in different prisons, to look after them, to make sure that our representatives are reaching out to these people, to make sure that we have resources, to make sure that we have resources that gets to these people. So we need to mass mobilize to make this happen. So that is why I am asking you to make sure that at the end of this program that you align yourself with an IPOB family. If you don't have one, if you recently moved to diaspora, please reach out to me. I will guide you properly. Reach out to me, please. DM me and I will reach out to you. Message me on WhatsApp, on every channel, on TikTok, any channel, and align me properly. So that is number 2, the welfare of our people. Those in need, those in diaspora that have needs, those whose asylum cases are hanging, those who are having difficulty at different levels, we need to look after you too. So it is important that we mass mobilize. It is important that you belong to this family and to help, to help where you can, where you are required. So number 3 is our media program. Our media program over the course of next week and beyond, we are going to be coming up with different media program. We are going to come in more frequently to, to bring you what is happening and to also listen to you. So our media program will be up and running. We want our people to always get themselves glued to this Biafra radio. This is our center for information dissemination. This is where we receive. There are other channels like Biafran Vanguard, where we have very resourceful men and women. Excuse me. So we expect you that you hinge yourself with all of this media. We have independent media from different countries. All our sisters that are representing us on the media, our powerful sisters and our powerful brothers, independent platform. These platforms are powerful too. So we expect that you hinge yourself in all of this platform. They will continue to project the news that come from Biafra Radio. If it is coming from the Directorate of State, it will be sent to Vanguard, it will be sent to Biafra Radio, and then from there, all the different independent media will take this news and embolden this news and make sense of it so that our people can understand it. So our media program, the results that we get you, when we go out there, we are supposed to get you results. So by Saturday, you are going to be listening to results from each office of the Directorate of States. We are going to continue to bring you results and then accomplishments, what we're able to achieve. And so far, we are going to also, as you can see, as you would have seen, these things that you see happening on the media, happening everywhere, it is your effort. It is our effort, our collective effort. So we need to do more. Once we begin to see these accomplishments, it is important that we intensify our efforts. It is important that we intensify our effort, our presence on Twitter every day, and most importantly on Tuesdays, which is today. We expect that every one of you listening today have tweeted. If you haven't tweeted and you're listening, it means that you aren't contributing. You're not seeing, how you can make us advance even further. You're not seeing it. You are part of the family. Today you must have tweeted. If you haven't tweeted, you can suspend listening to me and then quickly go and tweet and then come back. It is an effort. It is something our leader laid down to ensure that we engage in. It is important that we engage in it. Make sure you put hashtag of your tweet as you put together your message.
All right, I'm not sure what's happening. My guess, probably the network issue is on his end. Maz, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
All right, yeah, we lost you a couple of minutes
For a
back.
bit.
You can go ahead.
All right, sorry. So I was just in the last bit of it. So the last one is to rebuild the family. So rebuilding the family is a collective effort, as I've said. So reaching out to all continental reps, all regional coordinator, and all national coordinator is very, very important. Making sure that in each of these continents that family units and zones are rising, are being installed, are being reshaped in line with this fourth regime of the Directorate of State, fourth and last regime of the Directorate of State. So these things are required to happen. These are the 7 cardinal objectives that we set out to achieve. So we expect that every single office at the Directorate of State are glued or are in tune, making sure that they are playing their part to ensure that these objectives are achieved. So please, this is how you are connected to this dream that we have, this dream that we are trying to achieve. So it is important that you align yourself. I think I will bring my submission to a closure now and then see if there are questions, and then we can take these questions. Otherwise, we'll look forward to Saturday when we are going to have all the members of the Directorate of State present Please, our host, do we have any question?
All right, I've just pasted the studio number on the screen. So viewers, if you want to call in, to get your question answered, this is the right time to do so. Our number, of course, is +277194909193. It is appearing on the screen. I will go through it again, but obviously you are seeing the same number, but let me call it out. It's +277194909193. That is the studio number. So if you want to call in, you have a question, you want clarification, you want the coordinators of our coordinators to clarify you, this is the right time to do so. I'll call the number once again, +277194909193. This is the studio number. So if you call now, we will take your call and of course answer the question and clarify all your concern as well. Yes, Maz, you continue.
Right, thank you. So while we wait for your question, please make sure you have questions, and it is important that you get clarification, because we are here to guide you properly. This is not something you are used to. You are used to a regime that you don't see. People who don't appear, you don't. Here we are trying to do something different, so that we want you to be carried along. We want all of you to be carried along. We promised you for all of us to work together. That was the promise we made. So we are here to listen to you. We are, if you have any issues at all, so make sure you come to register your issue here, and then we can treat it. If it's not something that can be independently handled, we can extend that into the DOS, and then that issue will be resolved. So that is our duty. Our duty is to listen to our people and to guide them properly. That's our duty. So please bring your questions. If you want to reserve your questions for weekend, when we are going to have all the members of the Directorate of State present here, then that's fine. So each of the offices, make sure you ask questions. I mean, if the host decides to open up the program for questioning of questions and answer, that would be very, very important. If not, if time doesn't allow, that's fine. We can organize a different time. But right now, please feel free to feed your questions. We want you to be well assured. We want you to be well guided. We want you to understand that, how things are going. We want you to follow through. So it is important that you follow through. So that's why we are here to listen to you.
I think I have, I don't know if this call is, Mazi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Good evening.
Good evening from here, Mazi. Do you have a question for the COC?
Yes, my name is Mazi. I became President. First and foremost, I want to commend him, COC, for the great job he is doing. I want to appreciate every members of the Directorate of State of the Court Administration for all the great job they have done so far by respecting the family and putting it on the right direction. I have only but one question that I want to ask, and I would like Mazi Chukwugosife, our COC worldwide, to throw more light on it.
Go ahead,
because I've been listening. Good. The question I want him to clarify more is about. I heard him talking about some issue about people that are looking for paper, what they call it, asylum, something of that nature. I didn't get it clear. There's something. I think I heard him talking about asylum, people who in need and what have you. So I want to make it clear because I am made to understand that in the past administration, a lot of things went wrong with the people who come into IPOB in the name of looking for asylum. Then because of what they will get from IPOB as recognition or giving them paper that will enable them to get their papers. So They came into IPOB and they got that paper, but finally these people are now against even Mazi himself and the struggle itself. So my question is, if what I'm thinking is what I heard him talk about in regards to helping our people that need that help, is there any measure that is supposed to be put online or put in place to checkmate the situation? Maybe if somebody that is in the family from social time to social time will be eligible to have IPOB movement support you or stand with you or help you, or is it anybody who can just come in all in the name of they are into the struggle? I hope you understand what I'm trying to say here. For that, then you get away with whatever that is troubling you, after which you can appear. So that is my question. If you can clarify that, I'll be glad. Thank you.
Very much, Mazi. You can listen on. Mazi Gosife, please go ahead.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mazi Obalezechukwu. Thank you for that question. Asylum issue is very, very crucial. It is one thing that we've dedicated, we are looking into very critically. As you said, as you've mentioned, there are people who join this struggle purely for what they can gain, and in the past we have cases of them here and everywhere. So they come to this struggle, and the struggle gives them a stay, and the struggle gives them, a stay. And then these people, at some point down the line, they fall out of command. And as you can see, even with the recent events, ugly events, I must say, you can see that most of the people insulting this very struggle and having the temerity to insult the leader of this struggle, these are asylum seekers. So what we are doing, Directorate of State is looking into the asylum cases. But in the meantime, anything that has to do with asylum has been, the entire process of asylum has been returned back to the leader of this struggle. The leader of this struggle, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, he delegates. In the meantime, while the Directorate of State is trying to work out the best way to address the issues of asylum, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is in charge of asylum. He delegates any of the principal officers to look into in the interim. So if someone is currently having issues now, it goes to the desk of our leader, and our leader will delegate members while the DOS is coming up.
Caller, hold on, caller. I'll get to you. Go ahead, man.
All right. So while the DOS is working out the best modalities to address. Hey, somebody's mic is open. While the DOS is trying.
Yes, go ahead, Mazi. I'm trying to control this caller.
Right. So while the DOS is working out the modalities, the best way to handle asylum, everything has been returned back to our leader. So, of course, we all know that there is a change of authority. Authority has been changed, and countries have acknowledged that the indigenous people of Biafra, led by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, has changed authority, and all of the documents that supports these change of authority, these documents are admissible in the court of law. So they are there to confirm, yes, there is a change of authority. Some people are now having troubles with the asylum. So we are going to, of course, take their issues and then take it to the leadership of this very struggle in the meantime. Now, like I said, all of the people, because when you look around, the people that have betrayed this struggle, these are people that are asylum seekers. These are people that are, it's just the same when you look at the class of people insulting this struggle or having the guts to insult the leader of this struggle.
Hold on, please.
So in a nutshell, we are handling that. Yes, hold on, brother. Hold on. Let me
hold on? I say you should hold on, please. Hold on.
Okay.
Right. Thank you. So in a nutshell, Mazi, all of those issues from the past will be addressed by the DOS. DOS is coming up with a resolution of how to handle asylum. So it is, but in the meantime, those who are currently having asylum issues that need urgent attention, it will be projected to or extended to our leader. And then our leader will delegate those who are going to look into the issues and then handle them in the immediate. So that's it. Thank you.
All right, Mazi, you want to take the next question?
Yes, please.
All right, Mazi, go ahead. Go ahead now and ask your question.
Mazi, can I go?
Yes, I'm listening. Go ahead. Go ahead, ask your question.
Good evening, Mazi.
No.
My name is Blessed Daniel. No, Mazi. My name is Blessed Daniel of Yon from Akwa Ibom province, precisely.
All right.
Please, I want to know what our modalities put in place for the retrievement of our FM radio, because many people, many IPOB members have been asking me this particular question on ground. What are we doing to restore our radio back? Very, very important.
All right.
Then secondly, what are the legal actions put in place to undo these people that have been flaunting their self as the DOS? The reason I'm asking this question, based on this Ifeanyi Ejiofor matter, Marty has given us the written letter for everybody to know that Ejiofor is not working for us. Now, these people, this gangster, they are still showcasing themselves as IPOB, DOS, and they said, Mazi.
All right, Mazi, I think we've gotten your question. If you can just allow our guests to answer your question. Your first question is about our radio. What are we doing? And also the second one is about those people who are showcasing themselves as DOS. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mazi. He will answer your question, all right, because of our time. All right. Mazi, please go ahead.
All right.
I don't know if you got his question.
Yeah, I did get his question. Thank you for that. I'm sure you know that on the 30th of June 2026, the DOS released assets.
Just hold on, please. Mazi, not you. Go ahead. I'm talking to the caller. Hold on, we'll come to you. Go ahead.
Right. So on 30th of June, the DOS released asset reclamation order issued globally, to ensure this order is directed to officers that have been relieved of their duties. They are expected under the chain of command, under the constitution of IPOB, and legally by law, they are expected to move every assets within their position to the body of IPOB or into the position of IPOB. So they are required. They are required to, take every assets that are in their position and then return it to IPOB. So that is an order. That very document that was issued by Directorate of State, the body of IPOB, is admissible in the court of law. It is an evidence in the court of law. It is something that will serve as an evidence in the court of law. And then also the letter suspending any of these officers are admissible in the court of law too. So meaning, I'm sure you know where we are headed. Number 3 is that the confirmation from different countries acknowledging that there is a change of authority. These documents are admissible in the court of law. So we are going to go to, because we live in a civilized country and most of these people live in, even though some of them are behaving in an uncivilized way, we are going to, go to the court of law and retrieve every of our assets. We have written to the one in charge of our radio, Chukwudi Austin or former in Canberra. We have written to him and he has acknowledged to have received it. We posted a letter requiring signature upon receipt. So he has received the letter. He is going to return it. We've also directed the Continental Rep the Australian Continental Rep and National Coordinator, to call him, give him a courtesy call to say, nominate a day where you are going to return all our assets, especially the Radio Biafra access. So these things are currently happening as we speak. So we will, all of the documents that are mentioned will be tendered in the court of law. So we will retrieve them. So there is no, I want every single one of us to be aware of that. Thank you.
All right, Mazi, let's go to the next caller. Next caller, if you can go ahead. The caller holding.
Hello.
Yes, good evening from here. Welcome to Biafra Radio. Do you have a question for the COC?
Yes, thank you very much for your immense contribution. I've been following the program at least from halfway, and everything has really made sense, and it's different from what we've been having since our leader is renditioned. It shows that this administration will do us more better. I have two ways. I have two things to say. I don't know, one could come in form of a question, and the other one is maybe a recommendation. It depends on how you want to handle it.
Go ahead.
All right. So the first one is the memo that brought this new fourth administration. There is a caveat, or there is a line that states that all former principal officers who was relieved from their duties or of their duties by the former DOS, the expelled DOS, should, as a matter of importance and urgency, be restored to their positions. It means that our leader did not recognize the expulsion or the sack of those principal officers, because it was seen as a strategy for these former DOS to position their own people, because they saw a time like this where they would betray our leader. So the question is, number one, what efforts is this new administration? I don't know if this falls under your purview or it's falling under the purview of the head of Directorate of States, whichever way. I know two of you has immense contribution on this aspect. Which effort is the new administration making to ensure that everybody who falls under this bracket is reached, contacted, and ensure that they retain the position that our leader put them before he was renditioned? That is number one. Number two, like you quite said, the issue of asylum is very, very crucial. Is very, very important to this struggle. Firsthand, I know that a lot of people, they used IPOB to carve a niche for themselves. They leverage on the blood of our people, on this agitation, to situate themselves in various countries. And I know you also know that 90% of people who used IPOB to seek asylum in various countries and got their papers are no longer members of IPOB. I will see that. I will say they have absconded from the organization, and they are no longer participating. Some of them are feigning ignorance that they don't know which side to fall into when the whole rendition thing came and the DOS was misbehaving. Now my question is, these people that can be said to be trans, who are running away from their responsibilities of being in this struggle, which they swore and which they got their papers through, what efforts does this fourth administration making to ensure that either they write to the governments of these countries to inform them that these people, their asylum was a fraud and they are no longer members of this organization? What effort is this fourth administration making, or what recommendation? Because this thing cannot just be handled or taken with a pinch of salt. There must be consequences. There must be consequences, because anybody that seeks asylum anywhere all over the world, the reason they were given their papers is on the blood of our people. That can never, ever be extinguished like that. So these 2 points are my questions, and if they cannot answer now, they can also be considered. Thank you very much.
All right, Mazi, before you go, please, your names. I didn't get your name.
Okay, my name is Mazi Chinwakweze.
All right.
I was a former IPOB Ontario coordinator in Canada.
All right. All right. Thank you very much. Thank you. Mazigo Sife, if you can answer. If you cannot,
Thank you.
then we'll refer. Go ahead.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you. We, first of all, to say the least, what the Directorate of States, like as I mentioned before, is looking into. I'll start with question number 2 and then go to question number 1. Directorate of State is currently looking into the issue of asylum. Like I said, we are going to come up with a comprehensive approach to asylum. So looking at all the loopholes that exist, all of these loopholes, that comprehensive approach will seek to plug those holes. So that's exactly what the Directorate of State is currently doing. But like I said, those who are currently facing asylum issues right now, there is an interim actions which is being taken, which I said before. Right now, it is pushed to our leader, and our leader delegates the principal officers that will look into immediate asylum issues currently. That's it. Now, with respect to the officers that were discharged unfairly by the last regime in their bid to take over, or in their bid to mess up the struggle, that order stands as was issued by our leader. That order stands. DOS is currently reaching out to every single one of these people that were discharged unfairly. I know that I've spoken to a range of them. So DOS is reaching out to all of these people. We are working. Our leader wants us to unify the entire platform, because we are in the last phase. So I have reached out to some of these people. We are working together. So DOS is working out making sure that we are building bridge of friendship, that we are crossing bridge everywhere, making sure that each of these parties are recognized as was pronounced by our leader. So these actions are happening, and then in due course, we are also going to feature on Biafra Radio, with every single one of these parties. So that is the effort that we are making. Directorate of State is making serious inroads in trying to cross that bridge to make sure that everyone is connected. I've reached out to most of them. We are speaking. I've provided them every guide that they need to continue functioning in their office. So this will continue. But on Saturday, when we come on Saturday, we are going to shed more light on that as a body when we come on Saturday. So thank you.
All right, thank you indeed, Mazi. I think we need to stop here. If you have a final thought before we bring the program to an end, please go ahead.
All right, thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate everyone that made it into today's session, every single one of you. This is what we promised you, that we will always come your way. We will make every effort to come your way to continue to bring you prevalent issues. Like I mentioned before, on Saturday, the members of the Directorate of State will be present here on Biafra Radio. We are going to be bringing you what is happening, and you will have the opportunity, if that's part of the session, you will have the opportunity to ask more questions to different officers. You should be following up, and for you to be able to follow up, you need to belong to the family. You need to be able to help us to mass mobilize. I know you want me to not fail. I know you want me to not fail. You don't want me to fail. If you don't want me to fail, there is a part you're going to play. We need to mass mobilize as a team. So if you are listening and you're in diaspora, message me on TikTok, on WhatsApp, on Facebook, so that I can align you to a family, so that we can now form that steel, that unbreakable steel, to be able to make impact. So please, all I am asking is that we galvanize for this last phase, that we'll galvanize, we become strong. We are going to reach out to everybody. We will continue to reach out to everybody that matters. There are people that played incredible roles, that have continued to play even behind the spotlight. We are reaching out to them. We are reaching out to them to recognize them, to say thank you, and to also encourage them in this last phase as we continue to push our course of liberation forward. Thank you very much. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Mazi. It has been indeed a great show. And I want to thank all our people who have joined us this evening and those who called in. We will be bringing you such kind of program in the near future. Thank you very much and God bless. Thank you, Mazi, for coming through.
Thank you.
Remember,
Thank you.
all right. So this is where we will bring this program to an end. And of course, don't forget to join us on Saturday when the Directorate of State will be coming through. Good night and God bless.